Hello YouTube, just want to talk about today is a bit of a rant about how people are um, affording to eat nowadays. How can people afford to eat nowadays? I've seen so many rant videos about the price of food nowadays, and it's going up. And I have seen that myself. It is actually going up exponentially. Um, but my food bill has remained consistent, consistently low. Um, because if you think about it logically, the price of food that is processed will go up without a doubt, because you've got people processing it, um, or ultra processing it, and those people need to be paid. So really, it's not all foods haven't gone up exponentially. It's only the food that if you're having ultra processed foods, your price, your groceries, the price of your grocery, your shopping week in will have gone up. Sorry, I didn't say that very well, but you know what I mean. So if you are buying foods that have been processed or heavily processed, they will have gone up, and you will see an increase. But I want to tell you today, mine hasn't really. Mine has been almost the same. I mean, there will be few things that have gone up, but not drastic, not radical, that will make me change, my habits. But there are a few things that have made me change my habits, like making my own cheese, making my own cottage cheese, making my own yogurts. It's not due to the price of that yogurt. It's because I just like to have an organic yogurt. If I can have organic milk, I can use that organic milk to make organic yogurt. And organic yogurt is quite expensive. So if I can make my own using organic milk, I can make a lot more than I can buy in the pot. And this saves me money as well. And I've also got a good quality product, and it tastes much better than the store bought. Um, so that's so I suppose it has altered, my habits a little bit, and I make my own cheese as well because I just enjoy that, and also I can make an organic cottage cheese or a cream cheese. I can make an organic one using my organic milk. So because if I had to buy it, it would be quite pricey. And organic is not widely available either. On an organic, you know, cottage cheese is not available, so I make my own. And also kefir has gone up in price, so I make my own. I bought the cultures online. I made my own, but you can do things like that. Ultra processed foods are so expensive. I don't know how people are buying them. A pizza, a small pizza for £4, a box of cereal for £3. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And they're bringing out this new cereal called Cereal because it's protein packed. It has a high amount of protein. How much protein does a human body really need? That is so expensive, and they're marketing it as buy this because it contains protein. You already have protein in the milk. Why do you need more protein from this? We have gone overboard on this protein everywhere, and it's overloading our bodies because we are just having too much, and we don't know what the effect of the protein is, but we've grown up with just normal amount of protein. So why do we suddenly need more protein? But it's just every time they do add that word, they market as high protein, it will go up. The price of that item will have gone up. you know, because they've added protein. Now you could add protein to your meal just by having some yogurt, you know, or just some yogurt on the side. But you don't want to be paying more money just because the word protein, you know, has been added onto that, because that's a marketing ploy. That is not for you. That's to increase their profits. So that's why the price of food has gone up, because, you know, because if you're thinking about your health and you want to increase your protein, they're supplying that. It's supply and demand. So you're demanding protein, they're supplying protein, and you are spending more for that protein. So, but the alternatives are just simple. They're just there. The price of yogurt, you know, is stupid. It's stupid, you know, and we buy it. Why? Why do you buy it when it's so expensive? You know, you can buy the yogurt, just natural yogurt, or you can make the yogurt and add sugar to it yourself. You can control the amount of sugar you have in the yogurt, and you can add some fruit. That fruit in the yogurt is not fresh. You could just add some fresh fruit yourself, and then that way you can keep down the price of fruit, price of your yogurt. I was just in the supermarket yesterday. I was seeing how people were buying all these yogurt pots, just single serving yogurt pots. One is about £1.20. I'm sure in Aldi you could get them a lot cheaper, but it's all sugar. It's not nutritious. You know, it's sugar. If you want to have nutrition, just buy it yourself and add the sugar, and then you save money as well at the same time. I know nuts have gone up in price, but how many nuts do you need in a day? How many? You know, you can't have a whole bag of nuts. You have to rationalize it over the week. And this is how I rationalize the nuts. They're full of fat, and you need to have them in moderation. I know there's a lot of nutrition. I have walnuts, by the way, and so I just have a couple of walnuts a day, and that will sustain me. I'm going to buy some almond nuts as well, so soak them overnight. I could have them, but excessive nut consumption is harmful. It contains a lot of fat, and you don't get any more nutrients from it. Just keep it to a moderate amount, and then you can save all that. You know, just eat in moderation of those nuts. And you know, things like avocados, I don't eat avocados because you know, of the ethical reasons, really. You know, destruction of various, you know, the industry is not very good. You know, there's not a very ethical industry around avocados, even though avocados are vegan. But the things they have to do to keep up with supply of these avocados. So I enjoy avocados in when I go out and about. It hasn't been part of my diet growing up, and you know, if they were in season in this country, I'll definitely buy them. But if I go to Brazil or I go somewhere else, you know, I'll have the avocados there. You know, these things are adding to your shopping each week. You know, avocados still are not cheap. So I made a decision that if I have an avocado, I will have it when I go out as a treat. But I don't need an avocado to be healthy. You know, it is delicious. I admit that it's very, very nice, but I don't need it to be healthy. And the other thing that, you know, it is gone up, but there's so many ways, you know, you can find to feed yourself 3 meals a day without having to resort to these other foods. Packet rice has gone up as well. Packet rice, the one that is prepared in the packet and you just warm it up in the microwave. It used to be £1. I think this gone to £1.20. There's a lot more variety. When I was younger, there was maybe, Uncle Ben's, but now there's a lot more. And I I don't buy those anymore. I used to buy them a lot. I mean, I used to have them a lot. I was eating a lot of junk food. I was eating so much junk food. When I think about it now, compared to then, I was eating a lot of junk food. I thought I was being healthy, but I wasn't. Now I forensically look at the ingredients. I know that sounds boring, but it's just part of my learning. I'm really learning about nutrition, and I really enjoy reading in labels. You know, I just love learning about nutrition and what people are eating. I watch lots of videos. I listen to the podcast about nutrition. You know, it's just, I'm just learning all the time. I love to do this. You know, if I were to do something, maybe when I'm retired, I could go into nutrition, nutritional science or something like that. But at the moment, I'm learning so much. So I read all the labels and I look at the labels. I think first ingredient is rice. Okay, that's what I expect in a packet of rice. The second one is sunflower oil. And I thought I was being healthy, but I'm consuming a food that has the second ingredient is sunflower oil. How much sunflower oil was there? And when I was eating it, I thought, this is delicious. Really, really delicious. I can never achieve rice like that. And the only way they've achieved rice like that is using sunflower oil or rapeseed oil. When they say rapeseed oil, that's the same thing. I mean, it's not the same as sunflower oil, obviously, but processed in the same way is harmful, hydrogenated fats, not healthy. So I was eating that. I just thought I was being healthy, but I saw that. I'm seeing it now. I mean, I wasn't even cooking with sunflower oil. And I was eating rice with sunflower oil because it was in the packet. So I don't do that now, and I've saved so much money not doing that. I just make a pan of rice. It will last about 3 or 4 days. I soak it overnight. I wash it thoroughly to remove all the arsenic and for the starch as well. And I will cook it, and that will last me a good 3 or 4 days. But then to that, after it's cooked, I can add some ghee or clarified butter, or I can add some butter, or I can add some of that tahini paste, tahini oil. This is a tahini, and there's some oil in there, and it's just so delicious. It's so delicious. And so I don't buy that anymore, and that's £1. I used to spend £1, and obviously I was working, so 4 days a week, that's £4 a week. I just bought some rice, a packet of rice that will last about 2 months. So already I've saved myself some money. But obviously you have to cook the rice, and if you don't cook, then you will be paying these prices, and then you mustn't complain that everything has gone up in value because you haven't learned how to cook. I'm quite lucky. I mean, many people do cook in this country. There are many people who have that skill. But if you don't have the skill, I mean, when I need a recipe, when I'm thinking about cooking something, I go onto YouTube, for inspiration. The best recipe I've managed to get on YouTube, I learned, is bechamel sauce, white sauce. That's the best recipe, and it can be used in a base of anything. I can use it as a pie. I can use it anywhere, in pasta, just anywhere where I need a white sauce. And that's the best recipe. The best thing that I learned is to make the sauce. And I mean, obviously I just cook Indian food, but so that's something we don't have in Indian cuisine. It's a white sauce. So just use the flour and the butter, and then, you know, I learned how to make it with milk, but as time went, you know, I was thinking I can use other things. I don't have to use milk. I can use a little bit of milk, and then I can use stock as well. And I've got my sauce. So I don't have to buy the sauce. I can use stock, like a broccoli stock, you know. So if I boil the broccoli, I can use that as stock in my sauce. When you buy it in the supermarket, they won't be using those ingredients. They won't be considerate, you know, of your health. They're just using water. They're not adding, you know, things like we would in a kitchen. So you can buy your bechamel sauce, you can buy your white sauce in a jar. You know, it's up to you. But I thought I can customize it. I can use the water. I can add vitamins. I can add minerals to it. I can use skim milk if I want to, but I never use skim milk. I don't even use semi-skim milk. I always use full fat milk. So you can use that. I've got whey protein milk, water as well now so I can use that as well. You can just be so creative when you're making, you know, your own food, your own cooking, and that's what you're going to be eating. That's what your family will be eating as well. So that's what we do. That's what I do. And the other thing I don't buy anymore, which has gone up in price quite a lot, is stock cubes. I used to use those Knorr stock cubes, the jelly type, the jelly consistency. I don't use those anymore. What I do is I just boil the vegetables and I make a stock myself. That's what I do. I just use the water. But I won't use those anymore because they have got so many ingredients. The ingredients are so tiny because they need to fit them onto the little pots. So I just don't buy them. I just can't be bothered anymore with that. I thought if I don't have those, I can't make a good, my food won't taste so good. But I haven't used those in about over 2 years now. I used to have a supply of them every week. I used to buy them, but I don't anymore, and that saved me a lot of money. It saved me so much money. Now, if you have when you peel your vegetables, when you peel, like if I peel this parsnip, when I peel this parsnip, and when I peel that, the peelings I can use as a stock, so I can boil them. And when you peel, if you peel this, I don't know if you want to, I don't peel this, but if you peel this, you've got a stock. The end of that can be used in the leek to make your stock. So that is what I do. So that's why you are paying a lot of money, because it's all convenience. But if you spend time, if you plan things, then you can save a lot of money, like I have. I've saved a lot of money, but I'm still eating 3 times a day, and they're healthy meals, and they taste good. They taste very good, actually. They taste very, very good. So, yeah, you can do it. You know, you can do it. I know that, you know, the price of, what was it? Pizza has gone up a lot. Crazy. I know butter has gone up a lot as well, but just use your butter in moderation and you will be okay. But if you want to make your own butter, do that, because it's very easy. You can get your children involved as well, and they will see, this is how we make butter. you know, just from milk or from cream, you know, just do that. Sorry, I've just got something on the stove. I just needed to go. So if you buy some cream or you buy some milk and make it to cream and then make it into butter, you can save yourself so much money. You can make a lot more butter than you buy. I know Lurpak has gone up, but don't use Lurpak. So I just use the Marks and Spencer £2 block of butter, and that will last me, because I'm single, I will last me a good 3 or 4 months, 3 months. No, maybe about 2.5 months or 2 months. But next time I'm going to try and make my own butter. But I'm not too worried because, you know, butter is not too expensive, £2. But I won't be using, I do not use margarine or these blends because they contain way too many ingredients. There is not pure butter. I like pure butter, and I like full fat milk and pure butter. I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat, but I do eat eggs, and I like good quality eggs, good quality butter, and good quality. But I don't. I mean, this week I've spent a little bit more, but usually I don't. It's £25 despite buying all these other ingredients. So so you know, if you're thinking that you're spending way too much in the supermarket nowadays, just think of alternatives, and you can save yourself so much money. And also, these ultra processed foods that people eat, they're not giving you any energy, you know, because they're not fueling your body, and it's just a waste of money. You know, you want something that will fuel you, otherwise there's no point in spending the money. You know, you don't want to be eating to live. You know, you don't want to be doing that. So all these foods that are being targeted as easy, convenient, they're not feeding you. That's why people are depleted of energy. I work with so many people and they're depleted of energy. But those people, my colleagues who cook and bring their own food in, they're usually fine by the end of the day, and they can do 2 or 3 shifts, you know, in a hospital. They're fine. But those people who are eating these processed foods, they are depleted of energy by break time. By lunchtime, they're depleted of energy because all they do is eat sweets and snacks. I was speaking to somebody. She says because we were comparing groceries, you know, something we talk about quite a lot. She spends £60 in Lidl. £60 a week for a single person in Lidl, and she was buying convenience stuff, just convenience. And she said, I eat lots of convenience stuff. I can't be bothered to cook for myself. She could slash that in half if she just learned to cook, or if she bothered to cook. I have to say the word bothered, because you have to be bothered to cook, prepare foods for yourself. Otherwise, you can just, you know, you can just pay for convenience, but then don't complain about it. Don't complain and say everything's gone up, because there is an alternative there, and if you exploit that alternative, you're going to be so much better off. So she's saying she was spending £60. I told her I'm spending £25. She wasn't really interested in, you know, how I managed to get, because I told her I cook, and she's not really interested in that. But you know, I have found though, over the past few months, I'm not snacking at all. I don't feel like it. I'm not repressing it, you know. I'm not snacking because I'm repressing it. It's not happening. I'm not snacking because the foods that I'm eating, they're satisfying me all, all the time. They're satisfying me. So I am not. And I just don't feel like snacking anymore. I used to snack a lot. I used to buy crackers, those Jacob's crackers. I used to buy those a lot. I also, well, I didn't buy Jacob's. I used to buy the store own brand. So I don't buy those now. And that saved me £95 a week. I don't buy those now because I stopped snacking because the food I eat has satisfied me. And I used to buy biscuits, digestives. I still do. I mean, I still will buy them. That's just a non-negotiable for me. But I've started making my own biscuits as well, using the rye flour I bought, and they're also very nice. Just add some butter, a little bit of sugar, and I can control the amount of sugar I have in those biscuits. I can also add some yogurt to them as well, and I can add my whey, add the whey to them to soften them. So I can do that. So I can alter all the ingredients. But if I'm ever out of digestives, I'll be fine. I can go to the shop. I do like my digestives at the end of the day, and it's a treat for me as well. But I'm just saying there's alternatives, because ultra processed foods, they require processing by people who are being paid, and then we have to pay them, so whether it's a minimum wage or a little bit above minimum wage, we still need to pay that, and that cost is a factor, in that. So the whole biscuit, like if you have ultra processed foods, quite a lot of that chunk will be salaries for those people who are making the food for you, so you can save a lot. So I know when I go into the supermarket, a lot of the aisles, I'm going down the aisles because I'm intrigued about what is there, but I pick things up, I think, oh, that looks okay, and then I can't buy it because there's a whole load of stuff that I don't want to consume. It's not going to help me. So that's what I do. That's how I save a lot of money, because I put in the time. But if you want convenience foods, just do it, I'm just saying that's why things have gone up, because of the convenience of things. And that's why I just have whole foods. That's why I just eat a normal, diet without ultra processed foods. If you're following a diet, I don't need to diet anymore. I just don't need to do it. I mean, I'm just at my good, I don't have to worry anymore about putting on weight. I don't have to worry, about putting on weight, because I'm eating the foods that help me, that my body needs, in the right amounts. So that's what's, this is a good thing about just having whole foods and just following a normal diet, with plenty of, not plenty, in moderation, in moderate amounts, not plenty. Nothing is plenty. If you want plenty, then you will end up paying for plenty and wasting plenty, eating plenty, and getting fat plenty as well. So that's what you want to avoid. That's how I do it. And this is the way forward if you want to have a healthy nation. But I know that it's not going to be good for our pensions later on if we all boycott these ultra processed foods. I know our pensions will be affected, but we'll be a healthy nation. Thank you.